What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, and welcome back to another episode. Now, I am really excited to give you this episode today. We're going to be talking about what it takes to close that gap between you and your dreams, and what it takes to win. And one phrase I think is crucial, yet simple, and one we should have ingrained in our brains and our mindset is one more. One more. And that definitely sounds like something a fitness trainer would say, sure. But the point is to have the mentality that you're going to outwork most, if not everybody. That you're going to outdo what you did last time, what you did last week, last month, yesterday. And all that sounds good, yeah, but most people won't take that seriously. If you see someone who you feel like has some success in their life, and if you think about how they got it, yes, mindset, yes, visualizing, yes, self-development, yes, setting goals, all of that applies. But one of the most important things will always be just doing the work. And not only doing the work, but pushing yourself past what's comfortable, because yes, you could do the work, but if you're only doing it, getting it right to the brink of being uncomfortable, and you stop, then you're not giving yourself the best formula for growth. Same thing it comes to when you work out. You won't see growth unless you push yourself, unless you do more than you think you're capable of doing. Same thing when it comes to office work or sales reps making phone calls, meetings, whatever it may be. One more shot, one more call. One more thing on your to-do list, one more golf swing, one more email, one more hour of studying. You should be almost addicted to one more. This should be your mindset moving forward. And one of the advantages of this mentality is this. When you get what you get out of life is what you think you deserve. What we get out of life is what we think we deserve. If you set out to do 30 minutes on a treadmill and you did 31 minutes every time, you would feel like you deserve to be fitter. If you're making sales calls and your job requires you to make 40 calls a day and you do 41 every day, you'll feel like you deserve to make whatever extra pay that you will potentially earn. When you put aside 5 hours to work on your business and you work 6, whatever it is, whatever it may be, when you always do one more, when you always push yourself past what you initially thought to be possible, you will have the mindset of, I'm willing to do what other people aren't willing to do, so I should get the things that other people aren't going to get. I'm willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do, so I should get the things other people aren't going to get. And if you look at damn near anybody who's great at something, whether it's golf, whether it's an entrepreneur, a motivational speaker, an actor, whoever, they're the ones that are almost always just doing one more. Because look, working hard is a given. Everybody works hard. Everybody who is out to make a change or who sets their mindset at achieving success, the ones that are most serious, you better believe they're working hard, just like you are. I know you're working hard. The fact that you're listening to me right now, that means you have it in you. You don't just listen to this kind of podcast if you don't have that mentality already in you. But the difference between those people who work hard and seek success and the ones who see the greatness, the greatest success, the ones that are masters at what they do, those people are always willing to do more. One more hour of work. That basketball player who's willing to put up 100 more shots a day. That golfer who's always shooting one more hole when he practices. The entrepreneur who is always making one more business call. That comedian who's always working on one more joke, and so on and so on and so on. They're always doing extra, no matter how gifted they already are. And that is a separator. Because you can do all the things, you can do all the steps and the work and the step-by-step processes that you may need to do. But if you're not willing to do one more, to go above and beyond, then that greatness you're striving for is just not going to come. Because at that point, you're really just doing what everybody else is doing. And for greatness, that's just not going to be enough. And again, I'm talking about greatness in whatever it may be. Whether that's one more phone call, one more email, one more rep at the gym, one more text, an appointment, one more time you tell your spouse you love them, one more friend you give a hug to, one more everything. Let's adapt the mantra of one more. And when we do this, then you can imagine what's going to happen naturally. When you do more, you're going to get better. And if you're doing more repetitions, you're going to get more production. So number one is the psychological part, the psychology part of it. If you're a person who always is doing more, who's always doing more than the next person, you convince yourself that you deserve to win. You can take low self-esteem, low confidence, and change it over time by building this habit, this mindset of doing one more. What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get back to it. And I'm definitely going to say this twice, but all the great ones do one more and all the average ones don't. All the great ones do one more and all the average ones don't. And no, I'm not saying that just because somebody doesn't work the absolute hardest that they aren't good at what they do. Hell, there's always going to be somebody who is more gifted than you. But so many times in life, the more gifted person won't get as far because they just don't work as hard as the next person. Being good by itself won't be enough to get you to that next level. And the other part of it is, number two, is that you get better because of the extra reps you're getting in. You're doing more of something and you're going to get better. You're going to get stronger. You become a better phone salesman when you make a lot of calls. You become a better speaker by speaking to large crowds of people as often as you can. You get better at shooting a 3-point shot if you're in the gym and you put up more shots. You get better the more you do things. So that's the second layer. And the third layer, by doing more, you increase your odds, your chances at winning, at taking that next big step. Don't let somebody tell you that more isn't better. And damn near everything in life, almost everything, more is better. And don't let anybody try and convince you that you need to work smarter and not harder. Because look, everybody is working smarter. Everybody is trying to figure out the smarter way to do things. But what separates them is the hard work. And on top of that, you become smarter by working harder. Think about it. All the new discoveries, all the breakthroughs, they always come when you're doing one more. When you are doing more than the next person. Otherwise, somebody else would have made that breakthrough first and not you. You find new ways, new strategies, new ideas by working harder. So, yeah. You want to do things the most efficient way, yes, but you don't learn how to be more efficient without first putting in the work. So again, increase your odds. Look at it like this. If you work in phone sales, and let's say you work 300 days in a year, let's say you make one more phone call than the next person, just one more every day. After a year, that is 300 more contacts than the next person. In 5 years, that's 1,500 more contacts than the next person. 1,500 more. Add it up for your whole career, let's say 30 years, that's 9,000 more contacts. Now you tell me who has the better chance at having a better career. 2 people, same product, same skills, same education, but one person has made 9,000 more contacts in their career. They had 300 more each year. And the choice is obvious, right? And not to mention, because they're getting more reps, they're better, they got more confidence, they believe they deserve more because they've been doing more, and it all started with the mindset of one more, putting in the work. And just think if you can implement this mindset into as much as you could in your everyday life. If you're at the gym and you go on the treadmill for an extra minute, if you're in school and you study for one more hour, if you're in the office and you send one extra email that you planned on sending every day, this is going to change who you are over time, what you expect from the world. You're going to gain another kind of confidence that has you walking through the world knowing that you can do anything. And once you start to expect great things, you expect it because you're putting in the work, more work than the next person. If your mindset is in tune and the way you think is aligned with your work ethic, you'll start to see the benefits and the growth will be made. And I think what is the absolute most important part of it all is compounding over time. Compounding that work. Let's think about nature for a second. Let's think about a stream of water, or how we can start out as a stream. And the water keeps flowing and flowing and flowing, and it never stops. And years and years and years go by, decades go by, centuries go by. And because that water never stopped flowing, it never stopped going over and eventually cutting through that earth beneath it, the stone or whatever the land is eventually going to turn into a river. And eventually, depending on where it is, that river will turn into a valley. And that's like getting through to your dream. Same concept. You have to be like that water and keep going, keep flowing, keep putting in that work. And over time, by not stopping, you'll start to break down that barrier. And things are going to start looking different. You start breaking down the barriers, breaking down those obstacles, breaking down damn near anything that's standing in your way of your dreams. And I 100% believe in the power of compounding. And the sad part about it is most people will give up on their dream before the compounding even starts. They'll work at it. And when they don't see a breakthrough, they give up. And what they don't realize is that if they would have just kept going, that breakthrough was just about to show itself. But because most people don't see the evidence, they stop. And just like that stream that turned into a river, after a day, they may watch it run. They may watch it run for a week, a month, and they won't see a difference or a change. And when in reality, they need to accept the fact that if they just keep going, if they can understand that all barriers will break down over time if you continue to work at them, if you continue to compound, you won't get a valley from a month-old stream. You won't get a valley from a month-old stream. And like I said before, most people overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in a decade. And it's because of that compounding. So let's say you thought about where you are right now. Think about where you are right now compared to where you were 10 years ago. You would say that you came a long damn way. You've come a long way as a person from where you were 10 years ago. You're way better at that thing, whatever it may be, than you were 10 years ago. Now imagine if you decided to put in work and do that one more rep and be intentional with doing one more rep. The idea that not only will you get better as you do it, but you'll gain more confidence and you'll expect more out of life. Imagine if you worked at something with all that in your mindset and you expect it to be a delayed gratification. How do you think you will look back 10 years from now? Because if you thought about how far you came from 10 years ago to now, and you weren't even trying this way back then, imagine if you adapted this mindset right now. Imagine how much you could accomplish, how much further along you'll be 10 years from now, how much further along you'll be than that person who did the same thing they were doing for 10 years. And that should excite the hell out of you. And I promise you, I am. So again, like I always say, I'm on this journey with you. Let's do this together. Let's see how far we can take this thing. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.